Sometimes the internet can really suck, but other times it can be awesome. Somewhat inspired by Danny's $250 new gaming computer from December 2016, I decided to try my luck at building a gaming computer using only Reddit. Now I'll get into what that means in a moment, but first let's start with humble beginnings. So this all started back in October of 2018, and honestly, I can remember it like it was yesterday. I was browsing Reddit instead of doing homework, as one usually does in the name of procrastination. I ended up on the subreddit Build a PC Sales, and I came across these two awesome deals. An EVGA ACX 2.0 GTX 970 for $89 and an EVGA 600 watt 80 plus certified power supply for only $9. And both of these products still had their warranty. And guys, when I saw those two listings, it was almost like my fingers had a mind of their own. An instinct almost took over. Within 20 seconds, I placed my order on these components. And you can even ask my Discord members. I was freaking out when I saw the listing and I actually bought them. That doesn't happen too often. And for those of you who don't know, EVGA has a sale called Midweek Madness where they clear all of their old stock of refurbished and open box products at super cheap prices. The sale actually drops around 3 a.m. my time, and if you're not within 5 minutes of picking up a product, then you're basically SOL. I suppose God sent down his deal hunting angels or something, because I found this post at 6 or 7 p.m. and was able to snag both of these products at fantastic prices, even by today's standards. So that got me thinking a little bit. I could definitely build a modern gaming computer using deals I only find through the subreddit Build a PC Sales. And although it would take longer, the wait is worth it for a lot of people out there. After ordering the GTX 970 and the power supply, I challenged myself. Let's build an affordable, stylish, and practical modern gaming computer exclusively using this subreddit. Just a forewarning, if you frequent the sub, you will probably buy more products than you would like. I mean, for example, I definitely have. After picking up the video card and the power supply, the build was put on a back burner for a few months simply because I didn't know what kind of platform I wanted to go with. Ryzen was super cheap at the time, but DDR4 prices were still kind of high, so I was at a crossroads. Fortunately enough, my local Micro Center had a Ryzen 5 1600 for only $99 in store and $94.99 after a $5 off in-store coupon, so I decided to go with that. Looking for a motherboard was the next step, and it was a little bit difficult with the AM4 platform because those motherboard prices have been increasing a lot recently. I did find an MSI B350M motherboard for about $45.99 a Newegg. I was really interested, so I called up MSI just to get a little bit more information, and they stated that the motherboard only has a 180-day warranty from the day it ships from the warehouse. So by the time it arrives to your location, it's probably going to be less than that. Not worth it in my opinion. So I waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited until I saw the Ryzen 5 1600 for $79, and it comes with a motherboard combo. I made a trip over to Micro Center and I picked up a Ryzen 5 1600 6-core desktop CPU and an ASRock B450M motherboard for only $119. On top of that, my $5 in-store coupon still worked, so I actually got it for $115. Now there's something that I want to go over really quickly, and that's essentially Micro Center privilege. Now I'm blessed enough to live close to 2 Micro Centers, but most people watching this won't have one within driving distance of their house. If you have a Micro Center within a few hours of you, you could get a price match with Best Buy or Staples. I know some people on the Build a PC subreddit have had success. I called my Best Buy and my experience was a little bit less successful. Okay, so if it's in-store only, then it's ineligible?
Correct, because they actually want you to go into the store to purchase the item from them.
Okay, all right. Okay, Well, that makes sense. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for calling back. Bye.
Yeah, no problem. Have a great night. Well, but if you don't have a Micro Center next to you, then don't fret. Amazing deals that might be exclusive to Micro Center may not be that exclusive. Newegg was selling a Ryzen 7 1700 and an ASRock B350M Pro 4 motherboard for $149 after rebate. And if you're not buying Micro Center, don't worry. You might just have to work a little bit harder to get deals like these. Next up, we have the RAM. I was initially trying to get 8 gigs for under 40 bucks, and back in October, that was pretty hard to do. But I did end up seeing a lot of 16 gigabyte kits on sale for around 80 to 85 bucks. So I said, screw it. We are going to go with 16 gigs of RAM for this build. I found a 2x8 gigabyte kit for about 75 bucks back in early March, and I didn't even think twice. I ordered it. It wasn't the fastest memory, but it was cheap, and that's what I prioritized at the time. Just like with the Ryzen 5, I still refreshed the subreddit hoping to find a cheaper kit or a faster kit for the same price, and I stumbled upon a Corsair kit, same amount of RAM, just a little bit faster, 2400 megahertz at only 1.2 volts. And because the voltage was so low, I could probably hit 3000 megahertz at a stable and very applicable voltage. So that's what we're going to try a little bit later on. And finally, we have the SSD and the storage. I prioritize faster storage over more storage for this computer because SSD prices are just dirt cheap right now. Wanted to get the best I could. And so I found an ADATA 240 gigabyte SSD for only $25 using an eBay coupon code. This amount of NAND storage for this price is pretty spectacular, probably the best that you're gonna get for a long time. So it's a dub in my book. And lastly, we have the case. Now this was probably the hardest one to find outside of the motherboard because finding a case under $20 that's not bad looking, that has decent airflow and USB 3.0 is much harder than it looks. I chose the DIY PC MAG01 for 16 bucks shipped. Now, this only checks 2 of the 3 boxes that I wanted on a case, but for the price, I'm totally okay with that. Now, building in this honestly wasn't that bad. For the price, I've had much worse, and even for cases like double the price, I've had worse. So I was pleasantly surprised. I do wish there were more cable management options, but you get what you pay for. Now, with all of that being said, the total for this computer was $322.95 before taxes and shipping. And once you factored in everything, it was about 350 bucks, somewhere around there. So yeah, maybe a little bit over budget, but dude, I don't even care. I want to show you guys just the process of building everything, so enjoy some cringy B-roll. Oh, sounds so good. Minus an excellent upgrade path, this computer has wonderful overclocking capabilities in every major regard: CPU, RAM, and the video card. With very quick and dirty overclocks, I pushed the Ryzen 5 1600 to 3.7 GHz at 1.24 volts. Super easy to do. The RAM was a bit trickier, but I was able to get that to 2800 megahertz, so not 3000 like we wanted, with a latency of CL16 at 1.35 volts. And lastly, I pushed the GTX 970 to 75 core offset and a 100 memory offset with a maximum power limit. Now, it's good to note that the GTX 970 is already factory overclocked pretty heavily out of the box, so I really just did this to get a little bit more performance, and it was mostly temperature limited. I'll get into that a little bit later, But yeah, overclocking this wasn't as great as I expected. Now with all of those overclocking results, here are the benchmarks. Overall, I am very satisfied with this computer. It took a while to curate, but it's totally worth it. It's clean, it's simple, and it's very upgradable. And I inadvertently made an all black color scheme minus the front case fan, which goes into the only thing that I would change, and that is honestly just the front case fan. The green LED sticks out like a sore thumb, but again, for 16 bucks, the fact that this case does come with a pre-installed LED fan is spectacular in its own right. And lastly, the video card temperatures were pretty high. I'm sure it was a mixture of the overclock and mostly the case. In all honesty, the airflow isn't the best in this thing, so if I got a better case, I would get better temperatures. I'm also sure that if I had a more aggressive fan curve, that would have changed it, but it didn't thermal throttle, it was just higher than I would like. But that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It was a ton of fun building this computer and making the video too. Probably the most fun I've had the last few months making any kind of content online. Not sure why that was, but I'm not complaining either. The question of what's next for this computer, I'm probably going to flip it, make a little bit of profit, but before that I'm going to use it in a future video. It should be coming next week that I think you guys would be really interested in, so stay tuned for that. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.